Vito Tisdale was also charged with wanted endangerment for pointing a handgun at one of the victims. On a positive note for the UK football team, they received a commitment from 2023 three-star athlete Ty Bryant, who is the son of former UK wide receiver Cisco Bryant, who played for Kentucky from 1983 to 1985. Moving on to basketball news, former Kentucky player Hamidou Diallo signed a 2-year, $10.4 million deal with the Detroit Pistons. Last year, he averaged 12 points, 5 rebounds for both the Pistons and Thunder. Moving on to baseball news, the Cincinnati Reds snapped their 2-game losing streak with a 6-1 win over the Florida Marlins. They'll be back in action again against the Marlins tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll have the coverage for you on ESPN 680. Minor league baseball news, the Louisville Bats lost their third straight game to Gwinnett, 8-1. They'll again take on Gwinnett tonight at 7 o'clock at Louisville Slugger Field. Moving on to soccer news, Racing Blue FC will be back in action, taking on Bayern Munich tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the Women's Cup Final at Lynn Family Stadium. And last but certainly not least, Lou City FC will also be in action on Sunday, taking on the OKC Energy. We'll have that coverage for you at 5:45 on all ESPN Louisville formats. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marques Maybin is next. This is SportsCenter.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
That's his game. They don't get back. Hayward's looking. Now look at this steal. Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop. Oh, my goodness. Marques Maybin. And you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville. Marques in the open floor. Hops incredible. Here comes Maybin off the steal. Oh, my goodness.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's get ready for Marques Maybin. You about midway to the midday with Marques Maybin. And you can call in, I lay back and just listen to Marques Maybin. So sit back and relax and watch Maybin.
Break it down like this.
Woo!
Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Time for Middays with Marques Maybin on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marques Maybin and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marques Maybin. Don't worry about
There's
it.
something going on.
Take your time.
What is it? Hang on. There's
Because
a noise coming from the background.
Eddie Bengals of old. Like, goodness gracious, man.
And I was a big Pac-Man fan too.
I know, but do you remember when Andy Kennedy got pulled over and he was like, "Do you know who I am?" And they're like, "Sir, we deal with the Bengals. Like, we don't,
Yes,
like, we
know.
don't care who you are. Like, look, I'm taking NFL guys into jail nightly. Like, I don't care."
I mean, how many do you know who I am's have you heard in the last 3 months, Steve?
Imagine if all the stuff that didn't or that gets covered up was out over there. And
Whoa.
Goodness
Is
gracious.
this what you have to do
This is just
to
barely
to-
pulling back the curtain.
to win 6 games?
Yeah, see, that's the dilemma we'll talk about later today or at some point. It's like part of me wants to get on Stoops is running a criminal program over there. He should be gone. But then the other part of me is like, I don't know that I really want him gone.
Man. No, listen. I fear for my safety now, Steve. I don't even want to go to the game anymore.
Right. I'm like, if I'm a local kid, if I'm a local parent, do you want to send your kid into that program?
Steve, you know what? Give me my Steve sound so we can get this show started.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you in here, Steve.
Well, let me just tell you real quick. just so people know, yesterday I did have a dentist appointment, and today I was just bullied by my wife.
As you should be.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, because it's my fault. She worked 4 days, went to Florida, come back, had to work 4 days. And then today she just bullied me and was like, no, listen, you're not leaving.
Listen, she listens to the show and she says, you sound great from home, sweetheart.
Yes.
So, yeah, people just going to have to do it. Yeah.
And listen, and on top of it, she's sitting here. I'm walking circles in our living room here, and she's just sitting here on the couch staring at me like I'm a piece of meat. Just
That's a compliment, Steve. What do you mean?
No. Oh, I know, but so anyways, that's what's happening here. I'm being stalked.
Okay, so I just want to do this. I want to open up the phone lines.
Okay.
Because here's what I want to do. Today, this morning, I'm going to have to address a couple of groups of people. And if I get long-winded or preachy, you stop me. You get comfortable stopping me. If you want to add to the point, take away from the point, don't be bashful about stopping me. Don't be bashful about calling into the show. 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. Like I said, I thought this is the most appropriate way to handle this because I know how this game is played, and I know how I've talked to you about this in private. I've talked about this publicly. I know how victimization is the new weaponization. You put somebody in a group and you say, well, what about this group? And you use that to defang something, right? I've seen it happen 1,000 times. So I'm going to address certain groups because I do realize there are unfanly elements. There are law enforcement elements. There are faculty elements. There are, like I said, and there is rivalry fan element. There is media element. These are all groups that kind of have different perspectives, concave lenses, convex lenses, different perspectives. So I like to separate them and kind of address them as the individual groups, if that makes sense. So, I'll do my best in general, but first let me just, it's morning. And looking at the Facebook and looking at the Twitter and looking at the text line, sounds like I need to address the Louisville fans first and foremost. Louisville fans, it is not your job, your duty, your responsibility to wait to get all of the facts when talking about this at first glance. And why do I say this? Because you live under a microscope of immediate judgment all your life. Now, understand what I'm saying with this one, because this is a specific situation that I'm saying this. Normally I am a wait till the facts come out guy and all that good stuff. But when I tell you this has been hidden from you for 6 months, I have been receiving text messages about this incident for months, people.
Yeah.
I have heard the backstory of these kids in this fraternity house fighting to get their story out.
Marques, nobody knew about this. Don't you lie.
Everybody knew about
Didn't
this.
it take one of the players' parents to come forward and kind of push this situation?
I'm not sure about that part, but I know Mark Stoops said in his statement yesterday that we knew about this in March.
Marques, no way Kentucky media didn't know about this, and Steve and Marques knew about it for the last 3-4 months.
So for the Louisville fan, I already did the waiting till the facts come out for you.
Oh, yeah.
So on this one, no, don't worry about that. Don't worry about somebody saying, let's wait till the fact come out. You had 6 months to put together your story, to suppress the story, to spin it, all that 6 months, March. And this was March 6th when it happened. Police reports. You have things on record, police being called. You have the location. You have eyeball witnesses. This happened to real people.
some who've decided they don't know if they want to come forward now.
I'm just saying, if I go to a college party, there's at least 100 people there.
I mean, maybe not in March. That's even besides the point. And let me add this to the backstory that you didn't hear about. These kids got reprimanded for that party. Imagine that. Imagine what you heard yesterday through the news, and imagine kids being reprimanded who were victims at that party. So, Louisville fan base, you don't owe any, and I do mean any, let's wait for all the facts to come out. Listen, you know what you went through? Imagine being accused of things, and imagine learning about the track record. Okay, just do this mental experiment real quick. Do this mental experiment real quick.
Okay.
6 months from now, you find out the kids that reported this were stealing from Walmart, were con artists, were what else did she do? Just you name the things you learned about Katina Powell in the following year.
Yeah.
And then you think about that when somebody asks you to wait for the facts to come out. Right?
Oh yeah.
Nobody
wanted to wait for no facts.
You didn't want to wait to check background, to check the story, to check motivation, nothing.
Yeah.
Story comes out, she's on Good Morning America in a week.
Yeah. The View.
You're right. Whatever it was. You get my point.
No, all of them.
Oh, okay, yeah, but you get my point. Imagine had you waited for some facts to come out. Had you vetted the story, had you vetted the people. 6 months. 6 months of everybody knowing about this, except for the people.
And then imagine your university says, we don't know everything, but we do know that there might have been something that was not okay that happened. So we're gonna give ourselves an extremely harsh punishment, and that still be looked at as a Louisville scandal. Ugh, dirty Louisville scandal. They punished themselves when they found out it was wrongdoing. Imagine, Marcus, that they punished themselves in a harsh way because something wrong had been done.
Those kids have been practicing for at least 5 months. I mean, when they're not at home is what I'm saying. Like they've been a part of the team.
Yes.
Listen, I can tell you, go. Hold on. I generally want to go to. I want to reference a Courier Journal article. Because I don't want to mess up the phrasing of this, but when you hear the way Coach Stoops talked about Vito Tinsdale, when you listen to the way he talked about Vito Tinsdale, you know what he said, y'all? Well, he's live, and you can tell he's live. You literally said this.
Yeah.
Now, what if? Could you imagine a coach knowing that his player went and pointed a pistol at some kid's face in a frat party with 5 other football dudes bullying their way into a frat party?
But Marcus, I saw a Periscope yesterday from Matt Jones, and the way it was explained on the Periscope was, now Marcus, when I think of burglary, I think of, mask and breaking in and stuff. Let me give a little backstory on what this was. This was just kids who were told to leave a party, come back. They left, come back with 3 other men
and a pistol
and forced their way into the party. Now, burglary, technically, this is what a lawyer, by a man with a law degree, by the way, a part of the Kentucky media, said, now, I mean, yes, it's first degree burglary, but I mean, when I think of burglary, I think of, no, that's first degree burglary. That's what that is.
The reason you get charged, the reason you go to jail for so long, for the reason you go to jail for 15 years for carjacking is because intimidation with a gun is the most threatening gesture you can do. Listen,
Marcus, do you know how they got O.J. Simpson on a kidnapping charge in was it Vegas?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Look, it was a dude had the gun in the back.
Look, O.J. shut the door. If you shut the door, that was kidnapping. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Like, yeah. OJ shut the door. And once you shut the door, so if I walk in, Marcus, and there's a weapon, and I walk into that studio and I close the door behind me, I have now attempted a kidnap. You know what I'm saying? Because I've barricaded your way to leave. Like, I'm not playing technicalities here.
Right. And here's the thing. You're saying technical. I'm saying emotional, morality. Listen, when you and 6 other people bully your way into but again, you were there, asked to leave, came back. So this is premeditated act. You came back with a gun.
Yeah.
And 3 other dudes, football players in a frat house. You pointed a pistol at somebody's face. And listen, again, I said this yesterday. I'm sorry if it runs over a little bit. I'm like I said, I'm raised by military men, uncles, dads, granddads.
Sure.
Like I said, and when it comes to weapons, you don't point a weapon at another human being unless you're ready to die, kill, or you're just a criminal, or you're a legitimate criminal. Those are the only 3 times that a gun being brandished. There's only 3, emotions that come out of a gun being brandished. I said this, man. I said this. This is the emotional part of it. Philip Davis, Marques Maybin. We were just like the white man can't jump 2-on-2 tag team, Asheville, North Carolina. We played basketball for money. And we're talking about $5 as kids, right? $2, $5, $1. Go get some of those fruit Tootsie Rolls or whatever. That's what we did with our winnings, right? That was the thing in Asheville. Listen, we beat a guy. One guy was our age. His older friend was probably 15. I left that gym, Mumford Center. I walked through the parking lot. That 15 or the older guy, 15, 16, he seemed like a giant at the time. Right when I walked past the driver's seat, he pulled this gun up and stuck it right in my face. Right. I was just walking home. He stuck that gun right in my face. And he waited a couple of seconds. Then he kind of said, yeah, and kind of laughed. Not laugh, but snicker, and I kept walking home. And I've never been right. I mean, and I say never been right. I never let that go. So imagine what that does to frat dudes who had football players muscle their way into a party and somebody point a gun at somebody in this place. Right? You don't feel like now you mandatory ADT for the rest of your life. All you're thinking about is I can never be in that position again to, to be victimized. Now you're uncomfortable. And in your own domicile, in your own home, your property.
Yeah.
Your rights got taken away with that situation. So, fans, this is the way this has been handled. From your perspective, you don't owe any latitude on this. You don't owe latitude on this.
No, absolutely.
Everybody had a chance to do the right thing.
Yeah. and the media in Kentucky had the chance. Because like I said,
Okay, so
there's no way.
go to the media now.
Well, yeah, because again, there's no way me and you have known about this for 3 to 4 months, and nobody in the Kentucky media has known about this. And yesterday, whoa, oh my gosh. Well, I mean, we heard some rumblings, but wow, didn't know all that. Me and Marques, we knew the details of what happened.
I was sent the link to go straight to the police or the campus, when the police were called. But here's again, those kids were fighting to get this story out. This is why I didn't run with the story. I don't know the details. These kids were trying to get their message out. This is their fight that they
well, plus we're not in the business of even in what we're talking about today. I'm not in the business of seeing somebody's career messed up.
Right.
Like, that's yeah.
Right.
Because
because this is not what this is about.
Right.
Yeah. It's not about screwing with them individually. There's a much bigger picture. So media, in my eyes, if this is what you do for a living, then you are complicit at this kind of culture. What I'm saying is, if you don't ask about that story, if you those kids in that frat house feel helpless, if y'all won't take this story, if you won't cover this, who do I go to? If I feel like I can't even go to the media and say there's a problem on this campus. These dudes are running around here like rabid pit bulls and nobody's stopping them. I am scared on this campus when these football players come around. He put a gun in my face. We took it to the counselors or the teachers or the faculty. We took it to the faculty of the university.
And do you want to know what's concerning, Marques? Do you want to know what's concerning? Okay, listen. And this is because Andy texted me to make sure I knew that the gun wasn't in the police report. That's concerning. It's concerning that the police report come out in Lexington and that wasn't in there. When people claimed it happened, allegedly, and now some of those people are scared to come forward.
When I say
don't know if they want to come forward now.
Right. When I say complicit, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You are
was Terrence Jones at the scene or not? Sorry.
You're just enabling at its most critical level. Enabling. Because imagine those other 79 football players listening to them laugh about it. Oh, we ran up in there and punking some dude. You know what 79 players know now? I mean, even if I don't take it that far.
Yeah.
I bet I've seen it. I just watched a coach turn his vehicle into a human missile. Drunk or on drugs. I think the original report was like 40 over. Open alcohol container. Steve, I read a report that said there is video of an assistant coach shoving and twisting this woman's arm until she fell to the ground on video. A coach, kids. This is your leadership. This is your culture. This is a textbook environment of the things that when people get accused or tracked down this, when you do the story of Ted Bundy or whatever, and they say, oh, he was a victim of this kind of abuse, or the leaders around him, this is the kind of stuff that turns you into a savage. A savage. When you heard about what your coach was just doing. twisting a woman's and just the human element.
Well, Marques, Louisville's had a lot of stuff. I'm sorry, I just thought that was the obligated thing for me to say. I don't know where that came
but
from.
Right. No,
I was just sitting here, and for some reason,
right.
it was like the spirit of the radio host just hit me, and I feel like I was obligated to say.
But Louisville,
I mean, Louisville's had a lot of stuff too.
Right, like
well, what the hell does that have to do with what's happening at Kentucky?
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just my apologies, guys.
Video twisting a woman's arm until she falls to the ground, and you make sure to tell me that she's uncooperative. You damn right. After what we've seen, and even the way it was put as 3 incidents. No, it's not 3 incidents. Because if you are a football player, a participant of this activity, your arrest is individual. It's 8 incidences. 6 players, 2 coaches with extreme moral violations. Extreme. This is your campus fraternity that you've threatened and intimidated. They reported you put a gun at us. They were found either no wrongdoing or whatever it was. Nobody was dismissed from the team. I could not imagine finding out that my coach let somebody and has been talking glowingly about a kid who put a pistol on somebody in a fraternity house on my college campus.
And quotes have been there on the boards and the different thing from the last couple, just in the last month, of where the coaches were saying, hey, this particular kid in the defensive backfield, we believe he's going to be once his eligibility, there's a little bit of eligibility issue there, but once everything gets taken care of, we think he's going to be a big help this year for us. Just and again, the reason why I try to say the kid and stuff is because, as opposed to players' names, is because we're all one. I had actually had a good conversation with Strebel this morning, and we were talking from the athlete's point of view, right? Because he's one like me and you that can talk from that point of view, as much crap as we give him and back and forth. But we were talking about how, we're one stupid decision away. You know what I'm saying? Like we're one stupid choice away from something happening. And I was like, with Lovey Jenkins, it's like, man, I mean, just don't go back to the girl's house.
Right.
It's like you made one stupid decision, and then your career's done.
Yeah. And again, we don't spend our time on the individual person. We look at the acts and the coverage of the acts and the handling of the acts and the hypocrisy of the handling of the acts, the spin and the pacifying of the situation. These are the things that are not okay. So when I say you have more than enough time to be straightforward on this story, you had more than enough time to handle again. We're watching the media. We're watching the handling of this.
Oh yeah. Oh no, absolutely. And it's just, and you know what's the sad thing is? It's just another thing that will prove you right. The Louisville media is going to be upset about this, or I'm sorry, the Louisville.
Not even. Yeah, I was going to say, how much of it? How much of it has even enough stones to just even say out loud? Like I said,
me, you, Blankenbaker, and Ethan Moore.
Yeah, like just to even say it out loud. just to say it
Right.
out loud without you trying to correct me on some, well, it was actually only 5 miles. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this is not narrative stuff. You can read the stuff straight from multiple reports
Yeah.
and just say it out loud. There was video shoving and twisting a woman's arm until she fell to the ground.
Mhm.
That's your chief of staff. Again, then you can come with the wave of where's the video. Then you can come to the wave of, okay, do this, Steve. Do this. Again, it's not personal. It's not personal when we say names of media and everything like that. But Rick, where's the piece? And say, we reached out for comment. This is what, okay, coaches, player. This is my piece by Rick Moses. We reached out for comment. If you don't get it, cool. If you don't, because again, that story about, Purvis and everything, all the different opinions were out there and all that. We didn't, well, allegedly, Louisville wasn't even reached for comment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you think everybody, and don't tell me that's not a story because nobody cares. And don't tell me that, because if I put 6 mugshots of Kentucky football players, and said, whatever, rushed into a home invasion, whatever you want to call it, burglary. If I put burglary and 6 mugshots on the front page of Kentucky players, every single person in the state is going to click on that link and read that article. So don't tell me there's nothing about that story that's not going to improve all of your algorithms for your news place. And if you're really about news, that's news and that's a story. And the problem is, this is not just a suggestion. I've seen you do that with Louisville. I've seen you stick the mugshot on there and put the harsh, bold title. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And I've had to listen to you say, hey, in the media, our job is to kind of sensationalize the story and do, this is our, okay, if that's your job, do your job consistently. Again, listen. It makes me sick to my stomach to even think about these kids with their mug shots on front pages. But it is a part of the game we play.
No, it is. And the reason why I'm thankful for people like us, I think Louisville fans are, at people like Blankenbaker or Ethan Moore that are willing to do this. Look, can I read you a couple Matt Jones tweets from recent memory?
Fire away.
By the way, this is coming off of, and again, this is why, listen, if you're neutral and in the middle and by far, and look, you're doing, then this isn't the show for you, and this isn't the game for you, because I'm not. And I've dealt with this, and we've dealt with this our whole life. So look, if you're just like, I'm UK, I'm U of L, I'm a little bit of everything back and forth, I'm just going to, okay, cool. Hey, then do that.
Or just listen for entertainment.
Yeah. Then do that. That's fine. I'm not, because we've dealt with this crap our whole life in this state, well beyond U of L UK. We grew up in this. It's bigger than just that. Let me read this. Yesterday, there was a tweet put out. As many of you know, I've been harsh in my comments about various UK coaches and players off the field issues. There's more to this story than simply in the release. While it is newsworthy, I would caution folks to wait for more information to come out before final judgment. Let me read another tweet really quick. Shane Bohannon's 2012 Final Four ring is being auctioned by an auction house. Here's the link. Wonder how it got there. U of L concludes that the Bohannon's ring was stolen without his knowledge. Sure thing, guys. Whatever you say. Shane Bohannon grew up in a home that was severely infested with drugs. Shane Bohannon's ring was actually, when it was all said and done, stolen and put on there from people who didn't have his best interest. But we didn't give a piss. about hearing all the facts then. We just wanted to ruin Shane Bohannon's career. We just wanted to ruin Shane Bohannon, Marques, from the UK media.
I saw it.
Didn't matter. Didn't matter what Shane's upbringing was. That didn't matter then. No. We just want to ruin Shane Bohannon's career. We want to make sure that Bohannon, oh, by the way, Kevin Ware pulled over going 95 and 55. Skips court date. Right here's the link if you want to go look at it. Chris Jones quit the team at Christmas, but he was allowed back and then was a part of a fight at 4th Street last Saturday. Hey, well, how about that? No, we're not waiting on any info there. Don't care what the info is. Don't care what actually happened. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if a guy walked up into Chris Jones' face and spit at him, or I'm just saying, well, who knows? Doesn't matter.
No, you know what? Let me interject something, Steve.
Yeah.
Because I know we're Brian, we're running up on your time. We're gonna screw this hour up for you, Brian. But
It's all good. I feel like I've been having my own radio show back here. People have been calling just to talk to me. So
okay, we'll take your time.
Calls.
Let me do a preemptive allegedly. Steve.
Yeah.
You know what more information we're gonna hear? Allegedly.
I'm listening.
Well, somebody used the N-word. Okay.
Yeah.
No, we're not. Listen. Just sit back on this one.
Yeah. Right.
Let me address.
Listen, I was gonna let you have this one because I knew when I read it, I said that's gonna rub Marques the wrong way.
Somebody used the N-word. Then you went and got some more people and came back. Let me tell you something, people, for starters. The N-word is an on-site offense to the delegation.
Sure.
First and foremost, you're not emotional enough to on-site that, to fix that problem right then and there. This is not what we're doing here.
Right.
Number two, I don't care what they said inside that house. I said it last night. It may be offensive. I don't care if it's a Klan rally going on in that house. You cannot get 6 football players and a pistol and force your way into that house. It could be a Third Reich party in there. You cannot get a pistol and push your way into a house and put a gun on somebody. I don't care what they said inside of their home, that you have no rights inside of their home. So if you think that pulling on heartstrings or trying to, again, this is why I said it early, you're trying to rally a group, you're trying to victimize a group. That's the new weaponizing. By saying, because there's some people that's going to hear that and say, oh, well, if they said the N-word, no. I'm not going to let you group up somebody, a hypersensitive, emotional topic like the N-word to turn it into something of the, oh, well, maybe I could understand. There is zero tolerance for pushing your way into someone else's abode. Zero tolerance. So when you hear that, that's bullshit. You know what?
Shavik.
Shavik.
And it kind of spits in the face of all the people
who really are going through racial, turmoil and stuff like that.
Our friend who we give some crap to, but whatever, everybody knows. My friend Perrin Johnson, who I like very much. My friend Perrin Johnson walked outside and had the N-word spray painted on his car. You don't think Perrin Johnson didn't want to grab a whatever?
Yeah.
And go, you know what I'm saying? And find the person who did that. And, it's like, so, yeah, no, you don't get the excuse. If you put that in there, you don't get that excuse. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Because you spit in the face of all my friends who have dealt with that personally and have had to You know what I'm saying? But had to. No, I have a family at home. I've got to bite my tongue.
Yeah, who had to deal with that, suppress that emotion. Like I said, it's an on-site offense. So here's the thing. I'm going to try to save this first hour and take a quick commercial break. Middays with Marques Maybin.
Do you want to get to these two guys who've been on hold for, or do you want to?
Cody,
because they've been up there for 20 minutes or so.
Cody, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, my man.
Hey, what's up, guys? So, I mean, not only were you endangering the guy that wouldn't let you in, but you were endangering everybody else at that party, waving your gun around like a fake gangster. On top of that, the guy that had the gun put every other teammate that he had with him in danger. I mean, really, you walk into the wrong house, you're a 6'6", 250, 60-pound guy, and there's 6 of them trying to break into a house. Like, any human that's carrying is just going to unload on you. Like, that could have resulted in a massacre with just this fake gangster shoot 'em up BS. Like, nobody just wants to scrap anymore. Like, that's just not the thing. Like, everybody just got to get a gun when something doesn't go their way, and it's like putting the Second Amendment in danger. And it's really annoying. And the fact that there's no consequence that's coming from the UK football team, like, there's just zero consequence. It's a slap on the wrist. I mean, we had a kid that played for Louisville 5 years ago that he was on Last Chance U, but he got caught with a gun in his apartment, and he was immediately dismissed from the team. And it's like, this dude these guys try to break into a party and wave a gun around. I mean, really, like, you could have killed a lot of people. Like, a gun is no BS. Like, I shot a gun for the first time in my life, like 6 months ago at a range. And it was honestly one of the most intense experiences of my entire life. And that's just something that I don't want to ever have to use. So it really irritates me, man, because really you could have walked in on the wrong place and like 3 or 4 of your teammates could have been dead. So that's just real life stuff. So I just want to get that off my chest, man. It's really annoying that nobody's getting dismissed from the team or anything like that. I don't know. I'm just rambling, but thank you guys. I appreciate it.
No, appreciate the call. Steve, whatever happened to pushing your way into the dorm and just giving out noogies and wedgies?
Somebody
like what happened to, like, just be a bully?
We're all much bigger than you guys.
just be a bully.
Listen,
just give
with all due respect to Brian Hall. Brian's like, gosh dang it.
Listen, go take some of their beers. Tell them they can't do nothing about it.
If Ashton Gelati walked into the studio and decided, Brian, today's the day I'm the producer. There's not a lot you're going to be able to do.
Just eat it, though.
Just kind of like, I mean, even me, heck, I'll use me. I mean, as big of a guy as I am. If Yasir Abdullah's like, I'm the co-host now. Okay, I mean, I'm going to fight you. I'm going to go down swinging. But
no, you're not. You're going to sit this one out. You're just going to sit over there in the corner until Yasir is finished with his segment.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, like y'all can't even bully. You can't even bully like men.
I know.
That's not a funny joke, Steve. Don't make jokes like that.
I know.
Darren from Nolan Lake, thanks for joining us on Middays with Marques Maybin. Fire away, my man.
Stop.
I'm listening.
Hey, come on.
Yep. Fire away.
Yeah, it was real quiet there for a long time. I apologize, guys. Hey, Marques, Steve, I love you guys. I'll be quick, but first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Brian Hall, my man. And then a couple weeks ago, Ross called in and gave me a shout out, so I want to give Ross a shout out back. Thanks for asking about me, Ross.
Fair enough.
Listen, real quick, I feel like I've been vindicated today. Listen to you guys. This is the crap that I have put up with since 1975. Lived in Louisville for 11 years, came to the country. When Louisville won the first national championship, I wore my national championship shirt. In the Hart County school system, had 3 guys jump me, ripped the plumb off right in front of 2 teachers. Teachers didn't step in and say, well, I guess we better find you another shirt of some kind. That's how deep-rooted this stuff really is. And I'm glad it's finally hitting the airwaves, because they do everything in the world they can up there in Lexington to keep that freaking cat in the bag. No pun intended, but that's just the way they do business up there. It's always been that way. It'll always be this way. And my thing is more toward the media. the Rick Bojes, the Pat Forty, the Tim Sullivan. That's what, even back when I called Van Vance back in the day, guys, this has been a topic deep within my heart, man. It's just sickening the way they treat Louisville. It's always been that way. Steve knows it. You know it now, Marcus. I mean, I grew up in this stuff. It's real. You know, a lot of people think I was just getting on here and complaining, but the problem is real, man. I was called the N-word lover and everything all through school when I moved to Hart County. Ask Dick Rogers tell you some stories after he committed to Louisville. He'll tell you about some stories.
No,
just when he signed with Louisville. But thanks for letting me vent a little bit. I'm trying to keep my emotions in check and my voice down to make my mom and my grandma all proud. But it's hard to do sometimes. But I'm glad I'm feeling y'all's emotions today. I'm proud of you guys. Love you guys, black and red till I'm dead. And as always, go Card, baby.
Listen, I appreciate the call. And again, to your point with Tick Rogers, he can't even keep his sign up. He can't even keep his dedication sign up without it getting shot up to that one. But here's the one thing I will disagree with. I will disagree with Steve, with Darren, with any native. I will say this to you. No, it will not always be that way.
I agree.
And I will not say that out loud. I will not say it's always going to be like this. No, it's not. You know what? It's going to be like this when you quit fight or when you decide that that's okay to be the standard.
I'm glad you said that. It's already 10:53 now, so whatever.
Yeah.
Because when we get back, I don't want to talk about this again. I want to talk with Brian, let Brian enjoy himself. I want to do player profiles and get back to our football team,
right?
And what's happening there. But I'll say this: I'm glad you did that because I was going to say the same thing. Except I was going to say, first off, there's people will mock what Darren just said. There's people will mock that, probably mocking it right now, laughing at it right now what he said. But that's my point, man. This is deeper than football, basketball. It's what people have dealt with in this state their whole lives. They've dealt with the coverage is different here than it is there. It's different when it's a gunshot on 46 than it is when it's a cornbread mafia conversation. It's a totally different thing when it happens in Bardstown, Kentucky, but it happens in Louisville, Kentucky, right? We've dealt with this our whole lives. This is how things are viewed in this state, man. And here's the thing. That's why somebody like Darren says, man, I'm having trouble not getting emotional over this. But what you said is spot on. In the last couple years, even though it may be a small flicker, I've saw a little bit of change. I've saw people, if for nothing else, and I celebrate little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I'm not a guy that's all or nothing. Look, you're talking to two guys that go outside in the morning and will literally stop and say, I'm gonna be a couple minutes late, but it's just beautiful. I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna look, and me and you. I celebrate little things, and in the last few years, I have saw a difference in this state and in this coverage. And it's like to an extent where, and what I mean by that is people are starting to take notice. Wait a minute. That is different.
Yep.
An article's written and Louisville's not contacted. And all of a sudden, did you notice people were like, hey, wait a minute.
Yep.
You didn't contact Louisville.
Yep.
That wouldn't have happened before, Marcus.
Yep.
Nobody would have gave it.
That's why I say, so don't keep saying it's always going to be that way. Don't keep saying, it's listen, faculty and law enforcement up in that area. Listen, the flashlight's on you. And for anybody who looks away, you're a participant in this. And now we're starting to hold the passive participation as accountable as the active participation of cover-ups, of ignoring or lack of details or rewording. No, we can screenshot it now. We can old takes expose it now. We can bring up tweets and we can compare the situations. And Steve and I can say, yeah, we had a little sex, and look at the and look at the egregious nature that this called. But it's not egregious. Like, do you call it egregious? You redefine burglary? You redefine burglary and home invasion. You redefine ages, kids, maturity, men. You redefine coaches and their importance to their programs. You redefine what head coaches should and shouldn't know about what their players are doing and what they owe to the media as far as explanations, as far as public acknowledgement of crimes, all these things. Now you can spotlight it, you can flashlight it. Again, this could be another hour about how many women are intimidated after knowing that story about that assistant coach. A whole nother hour of just that part.
Well, especially not to mention we're just a year and a half off one of their players being accused on social media by a woman, saying that he come back and thrashed her place.
Yep.
I mean, like, that's what I'm saying.
And posted the pictures, I believe.
Yes. So don't give me your holier than thou bull crap. Let's talk about something else.
For sure. But this had to come out. This conversation had to happen.
Yeah, but now I'm starting to get emotional about it, and I'm like, you know what? Let's move on. Let's
Products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/love. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/love. That's forhims.com/love for your free online visit. forhims.com/LOVE.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hall. The Sports Center update brought to you by Beer Nose Pizza. Yeah, it's that good. The ACC came out with their new COVID-19 rescheduling policy, and any team unable to play due to COVID will have to forfeit the game. Moving on to football news, yesterday, 6 UK football players were charged with first-degree burglary. Vito Tisdale was also charged with wanted endangerment for pointing a handgun at one of the victims. On a positive note for the UK football team, they received a commitment from 2023 three-star athlete Ty Bryant, who is the son of former UK wide receiver Cisco Bryant, who played for Kentucky from 1983 to 1985. Moving on to basketball news, former Kentucky player Hamidou Diallo signed a 2-year, $10.4 million deal with the Detroit Pistons. Last year, he averaged 12 points, 5 rebounds for both the Pistons and Thunder. Moving on to baseball news, the Cincinnati Reds snapped their 2-game losing streak with a 6-1 win over the Florida Marlins. They'll be back in action again against the Marlins tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll have that coverage for you on ESPN 680. In minor league baseball news, the Louisville Bats lost their third straight game to Gwinnett, 8-1. They'll again take on Gwinnett tonight at 7 o'clock at Louisville Slugger Field. Moving on to soccer news, Racing Blue FC will be back in action, taking on Bayern Munich tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the Women's Cup Final at Lynn Family Stadium. And last but certainly not least, Lou City FC will also be in action on Sunday, taking on the OKC Energy. We'll have that coverage for you at 5:45 on all ESPN Louisville formats. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marques Maybin is next. This is SportsCenter.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Kentucky is leading the way in delivering life-saving vaccines to the world, and it's all thanks to our central location, major highways, and world-class logistics industry, which also drives our economy. But it's been a long winter, and our roads are crumbling, becoming dangerous for our families and workers. We need Frankfurt to act now and pass House Bill 561 to save our roads. If they don't, it'll be... Call your state legislators at 1-800-372-7181 and tell them to pass House Bill 561. This ad paid for by the Kentucky Infrastructure Coalition.
ESPN Louisville is your home for live play-by-play of Louisville City FC.
Near the edge of a section, it's Brian Ownby. He nods it in.
The boys in purple are back in action Sunday to take on the OKC Energy. Join Casey Whitfield and Jeff Greer starting at 5:45 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 6 o'clock. It's all right here on ESPN 680, 105.7, 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app.
Lanning Paints is truly Louisville's hometown paint manufacturer. We create architectural coatings for homes and ship our industrial and commercial products across the United States and even across the world. I am Aaron Lanning, and I am lucky enough to work alongside my father, Nick, who is our chemist and brainchild for our local brand. He is working daily to formulate finishes and coatings that will beautify your interior walls, basement and garage floors, driveways, fences, siding, brick, and more. Visit lanningpaint.com to learn more about us or call us at 245-0630 to reach our Middletown location or 612-2138 for Dixie Highway, where we proudly offer a full array of Benjamin Moore products. Lanning Paints, painting the USA from Louisville, Kentucky since 1983.
We are in the thick of summer, and with the hottest days of the year ahead, you are about to find out how strong your cooling system is. And if you find out that it's not ready for the long summer ahead, then call DFH Company today at 968-6222. Right now, when you buy a qualifying Train HVAC system, receive 18 months special financing. It's hard to stop a train, so call DFH 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Ready to make something great? At GE Appliances, we do it every day, building appliances people depend on. GE Appliance Park is hiring full-time for all shifts. Join our manufacturing production team and be part over 100 years of American manufacturing. Apply today at makeitathepark.com. Make a difference? Make it at GE Appliance Park. Makeitathepark.com.
Miss anything for your favorite shows? Head over to the GE Appliances Podcast Center on ESPNLouisville.com. Apply today at makeitathepark.com.
No other jeweler in Louisville guarantees your diamond purchase like Davis Jewelers.
At Davis Jewelers, we guarantee our diamond engagement rings price and your total satisfaction with the 30-day money-back diamond guarantee.
You get a lifetime diamond upgrade at Davis Jewelers that guarantees will give you back 110% in trade. If you ever want to upgrade to a larger diamond, you just paid the difference.
And only Davis Jewelers gives you a lifetime nationwide diamond engagement ring warranty with free lifetime maintenance at any preferred jeweler, coast to coast.
So if you move to the other side of the country, we've got you covered.
No other jeweler in Louisville can do that. I'm Ashley Davis.
And I'm Hank Davis, and we really have built a better way to buy a diamond.
We're Louisville's largest fine jeweler. And love, it's what we do.
Davis Jewelers, Louisville's largest fine jeweler. From anywhere in Kentuckiana, we're at Forest Green Boulevard, just off North Hurstbourne Parkway, and at davisjewelers.com.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. Hey, yo, we ain't always been accepted like this.
Inquire about the Mitsubishi Mini Split like the one we use here at our office for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, just 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com.
That's pretty good. There's one I don't have that I will bestow onto you guys today.
Yeah, I got all the
again. Yeah. But I will remind people of two things here on my end. UPS Jobs is now offering up to $18.50 an hour for part-time package handler positions. A weekly bonus of $50 is still in place for that Sunday shift, and get your tuition paid for 100% at the University of Louisville. Make $18.50 an hour and be eligible for academic bonuses through the Metro College program. You can apply today at upsjobsky.com. Also, ESPN Louisville is your radio home for Lou City. Our next broadcast of GE Appliances coverage of Louisville City FC is Sunday when Lou City takes on OKC Energy FC at 5:45 on ESPN 680, 105.7, and 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app. And don't forget Soccer City on Thursdays from 6 to 7 on ESPN 680, 105.7. Have you ever listened to Jeff Greer call a game?
I have. I actually have.
He does a great job. He really does do a good job.
And he's passionate. I do enjoy hearing Jeff when he's worked up.
Yeah. No, he really does a good job, man. I was like, he's calling the things, whatever. I didn't know what he did. And I was listening to a game a couple days ago, and I was like, he does a good job.
Look, don't sound so surprised. Also, one extra reminder. Thanks to George and the Bear Nose team for dropping off lunch to ESPN Louisville Studios. Thinking lunch or dinner? Bear Nose has you covered tonight and this weekend. All Bear Nose is now delivering alcohol, carry out, and delivery to your home. Support local. Yeah, it's that good. Bear Nose Pizza. So here's what we do. I kind of explained it with Nikki in here yesterday. We've slowly let the word creep out. We've been building this puppy for years and years and years. Our guy Brian Hall is graduating, y'all. He is graduating. He is not leaving. He is going to be an active alum of this show, continued moving forward. But he is definitely graduating a bit, moving up to a little bigger and better things on this one. So. B Hall?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And like you said, it's kind of slowly leaked out. It's something that's been going on kind of behind the scenes for, I guess, probably about 4 weeks now, 4 weeks.
Months, Brian.
About a month, like since I kind of broke the news to you guys that my business with Louisville Dog Walkers was growing at a rapid rate, that I needed to focus a little bit more on the expansion of my dog walking business. And so I will be taking time away from the radio station. I won't be in here on a daily basis. I didn't want to make a big deal of it. That's why I'm kind of waiting until the last day to make a mention of it, because I didn't want it to be like a boo-hoo. Everybody's calling in and, I hate to see you go. Like, and I appreciate those, but I didn't want the spotlight on me. And basically it's a thing where I don't want people to think that I'm leaving for good.
Right.
It's a thing where I've talked to Marques and Steve about it, and I'm still going to try to work out segments where I pop in and out, maybe call in while because like I said, I'm still out and about. I'm still in the city. It's not like I'm going anywhere. And I'm always in my car. I'm out walking dogs, and I can take phone calls at those times. I just have obligations of places I need to be at certain times. So, I think we're going to try to work out something where I'm calling in at least once or twice a week, kind of jumping in and out on segments. And then, Nikki V is going to be taking over. Hold on one second. I'm going to close the lines just temporarily. Just temporarily. Close them because they're starting to call. Nick's going to take over. So Nick's a great guy. Y'all are going to really enjoy him. He's entertaining. That's for sure. And
Wait a minute. I left for one day and we got Nick.
There goes the neighborhood.
Now, Nick has also extended the invite to me, and he said, if you ever got a day where you got some clients out of town or, some cancellations or whatever, and you want to come in and do the show, he's like, don't feel bad about
right. Tell him it's not a big, it's a big goodbye. Yeah, right.
And he was like, you can come in and do it whenever you want. And So I appreciate that. And then I've kind of also given the word, it's a thing where I don't really know where I'm going to be in like 6 months. And what, the point of my Louisville Dog Walkers business is, as every business owner is to start.
Oh, don't.
Well, no, I don't mind. What?
Okay, go ahead.
I want to delegate stuff and start kind of training some people who can help me in different areas. And the more help that I get, and the more that we're able to kind of get a team together that's working together to achieve our goals, then I might be able to free up a little more time, and maybe we can work something out in the future where I'm back in here a little bit more. So don't see it as a goodbye. I'm not peacing out and you're never going to hear from me again or see me. I do plan on being a frequent guest. Wow, I'm going to be a guest now on the
Brian
show.
has broke up with a lot of girls, Steve. he's way too good at this.
Well, I feel bad for them, because it's a detailed explanation of why. But listen, then there was the one time.
Yeah, you remember that? You remember I told you I was not a big fan of angel hair spaghetti, and you made it twice, and I told you that it's gross to me, and it just made me feel
listen, but I will still come by your window and wave at times. And listen, if your new boyfriend needs any tips, I'll give him a ring. And
yeah, maybe well, for your guys' sake, maybe I'll bring a dog down here and we'll walk by the window and wave at you as we walk by.
I know.
Fair enough.
Well, listen, on our end too. Obviously, we're not doing the sappy goodbyes, but did you ever know you were my hero? I'm sorry. No,
get it out, Steve.
We knew the probably a month in to Brian starting this business. Brian had started a few other business, and he was an entrepreneur in the making. And but some things you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. That looks good. It was probably a month into this, B-Hall, and Marques and I was like, Brian's not gonna be here forever.
And we were saying, listen, it went from Brian's not gonna be here to listen, you know what it reminds me of? Let's just get sentimental. You know what this reminds me of exactly? The feeling of Good Will Hunting. Matt Damon says, man, and 10, 20 years from now, we're gonna go to the old ball field and we're gonna watch the kids play and we're gonna have a couple beers. And Ben Affleck said, listen, man. He said, let me talk to you. He said, listen, you're my friend and I like you, and don't take this the wrong way. But if you're here in 10 years, I'll kill you. What? Right. What are you talking about? He's like, no. I'm not joking. I'll freaking kill you. And then he tells him, he says, listen, you got something. No. He said, oh, don't give me that. You owe it to yourself. He's like, no, you know what? Screw you. You don't owe it to yourself. You owe it to us. He said, you're sitting on a winning lottery ticket here. And if you're here in 10 years, you're spitting in our faces at this point. Get out of here. Go be great. Basically, that's a great scene. I love that scene.
It is, man. And we've watched Brian Hall work really hard and try his hardest to still put on a great show for us, and has made things easy for us. And we've become friends. I got disappointed.
Steve, listen, and add the part in when he says the best part of my day is that moment I come to your door, and right before I knock on your door, I hope you're not. I hope you're not in that house. I hope you've already gone. I literally hope. So yeah, it went from us being happy to Brian to when we see him come in here, we're like, "What are you doing here? Like, are you still here? What are you doing?"
Well, the thing about it is I really love being on the radio. I grew up around sports. I grew up around the University of Louisville. It's something that I thoroughly enjoy, and that's why I hung around here so long. I mean, to be honest, I think it's been. I was trying to think about it. I think it's been close to almost 8 years, 7-8 years that I started here. I've run through a string of different shows. I started out nights and weekends, basically working Reds games and and the baseball, Sunday night baseball, Monday night football.
Cardinal Sports Zone with Steve.
Yeah, we're Cardinal
Jeremy
Sports
and them.
on the
Yeah.
weekends, and then I would do the night shows like Louisville Sports Live and Scott Davenport. Worked my way up and started doing Ramsey and Rutherford, and then started doing middays with Marques Maybin, and then did the drive with Mark and Luke and Mark Blankenbaker and all those guys as well. And I feel like I think, to be honest, outside of the Take and Dan Issel and Mike Pratt's show, I think I've done every show on the entire station at least once.
I believe that.
And so it's something
he's produced them too.
Yeah. So it's a thing where, and I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I do a lot of the commercials and different things like that. So it's something that's been a part of my life for 8 years. And honestly, when I first got the job, I was excited. You working for ESPN, you're doing sports radio. My degree was in sport management.
Right.
And I had the production background because my dad had a video, company that I worked for. So I was familiar with the whole production background and grew up around it. And I can
only be broke for so long.
And I saw this as
line.
a career, and this is what I wanted to do. And it's something that the dog walking opportunity just came along, and it was something, like you said, I have that entrepreneurial mind. I kind of have tried several different ideas, and this one finally stuck and was something that started to expand. And my dad was an entrepreneur, so it's in my blood to be an entrepreneur. But yeah, like I said, this is something that I really enjoy, and I don't want to be gone from completely. I'm still going to be a part of the ESPN Louisville team. I'm still going to try to come in and do some things here and there and help out and be a part of some of the stuff that happens outside of the show. But it's something that, who knows where I'll be in 6 months. And if the company's going well and I got people running things, maybe I'll be back in here a couple days a week. I don't know. We'll see.
John Bates says, get that cheddar Playboy.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. Yeah. So this is a good we'll see in a little bit.
So segue into player profiles. We're gonna let Brian Hall.
You want me to go first?
Start
or do
us
you want
off.
to go? Hold
Oh
on.
no. Let's let Brian go last. Let's me and you be quick.
Yeah, because I'm gonna try to write down a couple things here.
Okay,
let's
fair enough.
me and you be quick, and then we'll let Brian go last.
Okay.
How does that sound?
You got your guy. Fire away.
I got my guy. This is one I've been wanting to do for a while. And now is the time, because I really enjoy his story. I really enjoy, I think, one of the hardest workers on the team. This is a kid who's a 6'3", 270-pound defensive lineman, red shirt junior. This is a kid that started off basically as a walk-on, and has worked his way up to one of the main guys on the team last season. Or the last couple years he's played on the defensive line. He started a few games. You did Ramon per year earlier, and I think Ramon is following the trend that this guy blazed, and that is Dana Kennard. Number 57, Dana Kennard. This is a kid from right across the bridge in Jeffersonville, Indiana, played at Jeff High. When him and Ramon are the perfect examples of why I like doing player profiles, because when you see number 57 come through and make a big tackle in the backfield, I don't want you to just go, oh, great play, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you're sitting in the stands and you go, man, that kid's not supposed to be here. You get what I'm saying? Yep. Like he's not supposed to be here. He's supposed to be Steve Rummage. Walk on and realize there's no chance in hell you're going to play and go do something else. That's what he should be, but he's not. He's not. He had something extra in him that now he's a scholarship player that is a redshirt junior and is starting at times for the University of Louisville. And whether he starts this year or not, you'll see him out there making plays. So big shout out to Dana Kennard and what he's done, man, and excited to see what he continues with this year.
Okay, so I got one for you. You you like stories, and I guess it's kind of a theme. You know, the kind of things that I guess I can just say that get me excited when it comes to stories of how my players end up at the University of Louisville. You know how we talk about a player and we ask, who was he recruited by? It's one of the first things we always want to know. Who was he recruited by? You know, in the SEC school, you listen to that, you know, and I like the backgrounds because the backgrounds always give me a little hint of the style of a player and the coaching, you know, the what did coach see in this guy, and you know, all those things. I just enjoy the little things. So I'll make this one short. This is a freshman, and there's going to be about three sentences or three things I want to highlight. 6'1", 175 defensive back, freshman, Sewanee, Georgia. Sewanee, Georgia. Y'all know I like saying names like that. He is the number 70 cornerback, C-O-N or C-O-R-E-N, or cornerback in the country. Right. This is a 3-star. Number 64 prospect in Georgia. I like hearing those things. A lot of players in Georgia. Rated a 3-star by Rivals. Okay, all his ratings are 60 through 70 nationally. But here's a fun one, Steve. This is the stuff I like. Made a commitment to Boston College in late March. Boston College got some tough dudes, physical dudes. We always play them. They're always tough. You know, at the very least, they're tough and hard tacklers, right?
Right.
Only to decommit from the Eagles 1 month later and committed to the University of Louisville. 20 scholarship offers. Picked Louisville over Maryland, North Carolina State, Arkansas, and Boston College. Man, I love snatching kids from other schools, Steve. I don't know why I love it so much.
Sure.
But there's nothing that hurts my feelings more than us losing kids. Commitments going to decommitments. Now, if there's a reason, you know, like, okay, I can eat those. But going to take a kid who's going to another college and saying, no, you're coming with me.
Right.
I do enjoy that so much. And again, Maryland, NC State, Arkansas, Boston College. Come on over here and let's get you right, freshman. And you got a Douglas County. Oh my God, what do you have on? Brian, did you see that? Did you see what you had on?
No.
Oh God. Man, Steve.
Yes.
You need to hurry up and get back in here, man.
I'll be there Monday.
Listen, the stuff that's been going by the window. Here's the thing. I got a confession. Because they caught me on camera. You know the reflection, Steve.
Yeah.
Sometimes they catch what you're double taking at, right?
Yeah.
And Steve, I don't know how to say this, but there was a lady. She walked by, and I don't know if she forgot she was out in public, but she started adjusting, right? And I mean, how could you not double take, right? She started adjusting her top, and she just went full like I'm at home or something. And I'm just like, did you do that on purpose? did you come by my studio window and just do that on purpose?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just assume she did that, Steve. Okay. So Brian Hall, random Brian Hall player profile. Who are you gonna on National Radio Day, Brian? Who are you gonna choose to go with?
Well, on my last show, I feel it's only fitting that I do a player that is going to be very prominent in our success for next season, and none other than our starting quarterback, number 3, Malik Cunningham.
Of course, Brian.
Of course. Hey, it's my last day. Okay, so why not take the quarterback? You know, we're only 50 players in, and we haven't done the quarterback yet. So
Malik, I can't wait to hear his pissy offers.
All right, so Number 3, Malik Cunningham stands at a whopping 6'1", 200 pounds. Obviously, he's the quarterback, as I said. He is listed as a redshirt junior from Montgomery, Alabama, and he played at Park Crossing High School. So a lot of people, know what Malik Cunningham has done since he's been here, but a lot of people don't really look back at his high school career and how prominent he was actually coming out of high school. So Malik Cunningham was listed as a 4-star prospect. He was the number 65 athlete because they listed him as a dual threat quarterback and as an athlete. A guy
that just means he's
that
just means he's black.
It does, Steve. They put Teddy Bridgewater.
Say,
they put Teddy Bridgewater as an athlete.
I was like, look, that just means he's black.
There's nothing at dual threat about Teddy Bridgewater, Steve.
So he was listed as the number 65 athlete in the class. He was the number 1 quarterback out of the state of Alabama. He was listed as the number 10 overall player out of the state of Alabama. He's listed as the number 9 dual threat quarterback out of the whole class. A lot of people don't remember these things about Malik.
Keep going.
He was also the number 219 player overall, and he was listed as the public school player of the year by Montgomery Quarterback Club. He was also won the 5A to 7A player of the year by the Montgomery Advertiser, and he was first team All-State, and he took his team to a 13-1 record. He was one of 7 finalists for the Mr. Alabama Football Award. He had 8,470 all-purpose yards. He played in the Adidas Showcase game. He was invited to play in that game. And he chose Louisville over offers from Georgia, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, LSU, Memphis, and Purdue. So let's continue now into his career. He redshirted in 2017. In 2018, he played in 10 games, including 3 starts, and he led the team in rushing that year for 497 yards and 5 touchdowns. In 2019, he set a school record for passing efficiency with a 194.45. He accounted for 2,065 passing yards and 22 touchdowns, which is good for 11th in school history. In 2020, which was last season, there was a highlight game, and it was the Virginia game. He rushed for 197 yards and 2 touchdowns, which was the 3rd most rushing yards by a quarterback in school history in a game. And
remember too, that's a school that had Lamar Jackson. So listen. Lamar's a freak. You almost take him away,
right,
and say, no, well, Lamar, but among normal people, he's number 2.
Okay, well, I take it back. The 197 rushing yards were the 3rd most by a quarterback in Louisville history, and the most by a quarterback in the ACC that season. There we go. But a quick overview of his whole career at Louisville so far. He's passed for 5,153 career yards. He's had 43 touchdowns, posted career totals in 2019 with, like I said, the 2,065 yards and 22 touchdowns. He also has a new career high with 2,615 passing yards last season. He ranks 2nd all-time at Louisville for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback with 18, only behind Lamar Jackson. 7th with 43 career touchdown passes, and sixth with 61 touchdowns that he is responsible for. And he's the only Louisville quarterback all time to have 4 touchdown passes of at least 75 yards.
He can play some football, y'all.
Jesus. Do you know who has the longest rushing touchdown as a quarterback at the University of Louisville?
LaFleur?
Malik Cunningham. Malik Cunningham plays this year and next year. He dang near might end up finishing top 5 in touchdowns. It's like, y'all, let's appreciate what we got.
Stop whining all the time. Please.
I think a lot of people needed that because everybody has the recency bias of last season. But when you sit here and you listen to that and you go back and you see his high school success and you see the success that he had the year before last, and then you see even some success last season that people just kind of blacked out because of the turnovers. I mean, this is one of the most productive quarterbacks that we've had at the University of Louisville, and it's hard to think that, you sit here and think of the long list of quarterbacks, and then you sit here and listen to me say, he set the school record for this, he set the school record for that, and it's like he's competing against some good competition, guys. So it's got something to say about him.
Yeah.
Connie Walker was the player's name, by the way.
You didn't even tell your players.
I didn't say the player's name. That shows that y'all didn't care at all about who I was talking about. He's just another dude that we got on our team.
I opened the phone lines back up too if you all were calling. Sorry. I closed them while I was giving my spiel and then while we did player profiles, but they're back open for the rest of the show if you were calling.
Oh, okay, Steve. I think we're going to have a guest coming in on this one. So, yeah, you can jump on out of here. Anything else you want to say to B-Hog before you get out of here?
No, I've set it up to him over the years.
Quick commercial break. Last commercial break. Middays with Marques Maybin on 939 The Ville.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/love. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/love. That's forhims.com/love for your free online visit. forhims.com/LOVE.
Hey everybody, Steve Rummage here. And if you have listened to 93.9 The Ville over the last few months, you know I've reminded you of 3 simple words. Call Josh Jarbo. Josh is a licensed realtor and owner of RE/MAX Alliance, and with the spring market heating up, he wants to make your home buying or selling process as efficient as possible by offering a guaranteed sale program and instant offers on commercial listings. And if that wasn't enough, up to $5,000 seller credit by mentioning you heard it right here. So don't wait any longer and contact Josh Jarbo at 502-216-7590 or joshjarbo@remax.net.
People-friendly equipment, technology, and service for all of your communication needs. Look no further.
Just whistle for duplicator sales and service.
Copy, scan, fax, send, or mail. Your unduplicated professionals can simplify the process with world-class network business machines from Ricoh and Savin. High-quality office equipment solutions and services, and the fairest possible price always for you. That's our commitment.
For today and tomorrow.
And our commitment continues from our commercial print and mailing division, Derby City Litho. Check out the 7110 Ricoh graphic print system, providing superior color output to include spot varnish options. Duplicator sales, Derby City Litho. Corporate mailing systems, Ricoh and Savin.
Just whistle for duplicator sales and service.
Phone 589-5555. Online at duplicatorsales.net. 831 East Broadway in Louisville, with offices in Elizabethtown and Lexington.
Summertime is wing time, and Wing Zone has you covered. Wing Zone has 17 amazing flavors to choose from, including our new hot garlic and Louisiana lemon pepper. Don't forget to try our new colossal chicken sandwich. Have Wing Zone delivered to your pool party or pick up at any of our 2 Louisville locations. Wingzone.com. You got it.
Hey Cards fans, Zach here with Great Flood Brewing Company. We are so excited to have reopened bar seating at both locations. Stop by and enjoy a Great Flood brewed beer at our Highlands tap room, or sit down at our reconfigured bar in Middletown for a burger, pizza, cocktail, or beer. We're thankful to have weathered the past year with you all. We love cheering on the Cards with you and are incredibly appreciative of your continued business. Go Cards!
There's still time for summer fun at Beach Bend Park. Beach Bend is now open weekends only through September 18th, plus Labor Day. Enjoy 2 parks in one with classic amusement rides and awesome water attractions. Ride the awesome Kentucky Rumbler roller coaster, enjoy daily shows, mini golf, and more. Take the plunge in Splash Lagoon Water Park with wave pool, lazy river, and exhilarating water slides. Parking tubes and sunscreen are always free. For ticket discounts, visit at beachbend.com.
What makes one head of lettuce better than another? At Kroger, we take scrutinizing freshness to a whole new level, where only the best of the best will do. That means not every leafy green leaves the field, and not every grape makes the grade. So when you shop Kroger, you know it's not just fresh, it's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Savor the taste of summer with fresh produce you'll love, like red or black seedless grapes for 97 cents a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
ESPN Louisville is your home for live play-by-play of Louisville City FC.
Gomez takes the corner. Far post, and it's headed in. It's a goal for Louisville City.
The boys in purple are back in action Sunday to take on the OKC Energy. Join Casey Whitfield and Jeff Greer starting at 5:45 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 6 o'clock. It's all right here on ESPN 680, 1057, 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Just act like y'all nobody heard, because I have to do this for the people that were muted. Breaking news per Cameron Teague. Scott Satterfield put defensive end and Louisville native Ramon Perrier on scholarship today. Satterfield told the team today after practice Perrier has had a strong camp and is expected to contribute often this year. Congratulations, Ramon. We're proud of you. Congratulations to the Perrier family. This is a great, great moment. And it's my guy. I told y'all, listen, people, it's not luck when your boy Steve Rummage and your boy Marques Maybin go look at sports and say, watch out for that guy.
That's an Eastern High School boy.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
We told y'all. We came in here the day he jumped off the TV and we said, I don't know who this Perrier kid is, but y'all better pay some attention to this dude.
You've liked him from day one.
From day one.
And when you did the player profile on him, Steve was like, don't be surprised if he trots out there with the ones, you know?
Man, congratulations, Ramon Perrier. That edition. Okay, so we got to talk about one other thing. And I guess my guest pulled the David Johnson on me, or pulled a Ray Spalding on me, or pulled a Reggie Bonifant on me.
It's only fitting on my last day. I mean, like I figured. I was kind of counting.
Maybe they just knew. Just, you know what? This is Brian's last day. We're gonna stay out of this one and let him get his rose. But here's the thing, Brian. I can't find it. Everybody's sending me something, and I want to know if it's been sent to you. Okay, 247 Sports. Big Ten, Pac-12, ACC are expected to announce an alliance as early as next week. Repeat, I'm reading this per 247 Sports account. Big Ten, ACC, and Pac-12 are expected to announce an alliance as early as next week. I don't mean to just throw this in here at the end of the show. And there's so much angle to that it will be a waste of time to even attempt to go down to the tentacles of ACC, Big Ten, Pac-12 alliance. But it is awesome.
Yeah,
it is awesome. And I've been telling y'all this was coming forever. Brian, why do people not listen to me more often when I say NCAA could get away with bullying Louisville? They could get away with bullying a couple people, but this problem and this FBI thing is wide reaching. This stuff is wide. You can't bully everybody. You're gonna have to either listen. When the protocols were coming out last year and some people were trying to cancel the season and some people weren't, I was like, can't y'all see this? Like, can't y'all see these are conferences realizing how useless the NCAA actually is. There is no way they're going to be able to hold this thing together.
No. Yeah, this is kind of a side note because you brought up the FBI. I don't remember if Keith actually got in or not, but I talked to Keith off air, and he was talking about how the FBI needs to get involved in the Kentucky situation because if police are covering up things or like, you know.
That's a great point.
And he was like, I think it's an FBI situation because if it comes out that the university police at Kentucky are covering up things or not reporting certain things or different things like that, he's like, that's more of a issue than anything.
No, listen. Here's what I saw about that. Here's what was different. Law enforcement becomes difficult when there is no trust in law enforcement. Campus is livening back on up, ain't it?
It is a lot.
You picked a hell of a time to leave, Ryan.
I know, right?
But listen, when law enforcement loses the trust of the people,
yeah,
and the way these stories are coming out, That worries me because I want there to be trust. There has to be trust.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There has to be trust. This can't be the standard. And again, don't say it around me. It is always going to be. No, it is if you accept it. And people who quit, they quit their fight. They quit their, there's nothing you can do. Or it's like when people say things like, well, they already have all your information. Why not just give them everything? I'm like, listen to you. That's just a weak way to approach your life. Well, they already do it, everything. They can have everything. It's like, oh, okay, so give up ownership. Like, is that how you do it?
Mm-mm.
So, not that I'm going to get into a big spiel. Brian Hall, do you have anything to say before you play out? Because I want you to get the first dibs on the pizza.
It is a beer nose today. I'm excited about the beer nose. No, I just I appreciate everybody. Obviously, been getting calls most of the day, so I haven't been able to jump in because a lot of the regulars.
Give out your Twitter too.
They've been calling. Yeah, my Twitter's at Brian Hall ESPN. I'm going to keep it at ESPN because I still want to be a part of the ESPN family. And so, like I said, it's not goodbye.
Yeah,
it's just on a daily basis. I won't be in here, and so I'll still be popping in and out of the show, making my appearances. You'll still hear my voice. You'll still see me over at the tailgates and stuff.
I'm gonna give you a few minutes. Can you get that Frank Sinatra "I Did It My Way" for the play out?
Yeah,
because I think.
Hold on, let me get it while you talk. First.
Okay, so while Brian's giving his last play out music, y'all realize like this thing grew into a juggernaut with Brian Hall as the producer. The guy before him, I was literally going to think about this. I was going to kill the guy who worked in here before Brian.
I think you were the only one.
And I'm not the kind of guy who even gets bothered by a lot. You know, like I mean, I get bothered for 20 minutes max.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't hold grudges. I don't go crazy.
You're a guy, so like you
big hugs from Nikki Ballpark. There goes Phil in the building.
No, it's
I can get a bite for a couple of seconds, but I don't hold any of the grudge things or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like,
hang on, I'm gonna get that.
Okay, go ahead and grab it. You can play the music whenever too. It's a long song. But yeah, I was going to kill the producer that was pre-Brian. It was like, dude, this is not going to work. Like, could you imagine a Marques just in a violent mode from just like, oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, so this is a graduation. This is a good celebration of Brian Hall. And he's getting that money, y'all. Tell that man to go get that money. And last time to give a good shout out, a good Louisville dog walkers. If you're going out of town and you need somebody to stop by and take your dog out, make sure he's fed and eats. And Brian, he takes the dogs out in the rain and he'll towel them off before he brings them back in and all that good stuff. People love their pets, man. And if you, like I said, if you got a vacation coming up, his number is Louisville Dog Walkers. You definitely should hit him up. And campus is getting back nice again. Stop looking in the reflection, y'all. Jeez, we can't have anything to ourselves. Brian, are you still loaded? Everybody's getting the goodbyes in the last.
Yeah, sorry, Big Pat wanted to say, hope you make it a regular segment. You need to be on here a couple days a week still.
Right, fair enough. You got some play out?
Yeah, I do. I got it for you.
Okay, well, take it away. It's good. It's a good vibe. Y'all can listen to it.
There you go.
And now the end is near. And so I face